You and yeah. eh, Hello, 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 hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Spirit Speaks experience for today. How are you doing? Okay, so let's have a look at today's thing. It's all about 5 ways you block income growth you keep praying for. I'm Rosemary Nonny Knight. I am the Prosperity Minister and a business coach for ambitious spiritual people determined to manifest at least 5 to 10K each and every month whilst living luxuriously in your purpose. What I do is help you leave behind the pain, the limiting beliefs of the past so that you can rise victorious in your true design life. I do believe that every single person gets to live a free, fulfilled, financially abundant, love drenched life. That's your true design, okay? If you will claim it, okay? So what we do here is that we combine practical action, practical strategy with the spiritual principles, the internal work, put it together to accelerate real world physical reality results. Okay, and step one to understanding how all of this works is to get a copy of my book, the Money Manifestation Mastery and Strategic Divine Guidance book, which is all about the 5 essential elements ambitious spiritual people need to manifest money and resources through their gifts, their skills, their spiritual wisdom, their expertise, their life experience. So to get a copy of that book, all you need to do is message me the word book, yes, or see the link in my bio. Okay, so we're starting with a divine download as always, and divine downloads are messages I receive from the divine when I sit down each morning asking for a message for the community, for my Deliberate Millionaire gathering clients. I put the message here. So what I'm doing with you guys is some of the messages, because I've been doing this for years now. So some of the messages from last year or so we're going to go over. Okay, so today's message, listen in. It is time to open your mind to new ideas, new beliefs, new patterns of behavior, though the behavior will actually come from changing your thinking. The behavior will happen automatically as you choose to think differently, as you allow old patterns of thought to be dissolved and replaced with evolved ideas. You are growing, becoming more, expanding to new heights. Allow your old ideas to drop away and let in the new. Do not fight so hard to remain stuck. Do not be passive about these changes, for you long to experience so much more of life, but it can only happen with your awakened permission. It will not happen whilst you sleepily pretend to not know that you control how fast you and your life grow. It is time to graduate from the old levels and allow yourself to start growing firmly into a higher level of understanding. You feel the call to higher things. Do not pretend you don't. Do not hold on so tightly to the old. Be the trailblazer as you see it, okay? And do not allow those around you who do not yet want to see to hold you back from seeing what you see. There is more, so much more than you've experienced. Allow it all through and trust me to keep you safe. Okay, so you pray for an increase in income, you pray for more. You want to understand how life works. And yet, the divine says, don't fight so hard to remain stuck. And it is kind of confronting to consider that you might be fighting to remain stuck. It's because you are trying really hard to change, but you're not always aware that despite all your prayers and your journaling and your reading and your studying and your watching and your thinking and your praying and your planning and your all of that and you're trying, underneath all of that, something could be happening here. That you are actually arguing for your old life, that you're defending your old beliefs, that you're explaining why you can't move yet. And it seems logical. Well, this is why I can't do this. This is why I can't do the other, blah, blah, blah. You're doing that, but you don't realize that by doing that, you are fighting to remain at the income level you are right now. You're fighting to remain in the cage that you're in right now, whilst at the same time saying you want more, saying that you want to be free, asking the divine to help you, and blah, 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 blah. Here, these are 5 subtle ways that you may not realize you're doing it, but you're fighting to defend your cage. Okay, so if you are here for more, listen in. Number 1, you defend beliefs that you no longer fully believe. You defend beliefs that you no longer fully believe. The divine said in that download, allow your old ideas to drop away and let in the new, which means some of your old ideas do need to go. Okay, not every single idea out there, but some of them do need to go. But you might be defending them. You have questions about your religion, maybe questions about your family culture or traditions. You might have questions about the way things are done at work, and you try to ignore them all. You might have questions about money or service or responsibility or marriage or sexuality or parenting or success or ambition or spiritual authority, whatever. But you feel that nudge that something isn't quite right, but then you force yourself to defend it because you're so used to defending it anyway. So you say things like, "Oh well, that's just the way I was raised. That's just what good people do. That's just how my family works. And, it's just the way my family works. It's what responsible adults do. It's what my religion says that I must do. And it's how the industry works. It's just the way the industry works. I can't be the only one that does things differently. Come on now. It's just the way life is." So something inside of you knows that you don't fully believe what you just said, but you keep saying it. And you keep acting as though what you're saying is more true than what you feel inside of you. Okay. So it's like you defending the belief that spiritual people should not focus on money, even though there's a part of you that actually secretly desires to have more money, to have more luxury, to travel more, to be more generous, or to have a life even where you're not worrying about money all the time. But then you're telling yourself that spiritual people are not supposed to think about money because that's the way you were taught to believe. Is it true though? You may still defend the idea that your family must always come first, even though you know that some of your, particularly your extended family dynamics, they're draining your life force, and they're pulling you off your purpose path, but you keep telling yourself that your family must come first. Really? Or the idea that work is supposed no pain no gain. Work is supposed to be hard. It's supposed to be draining, and so you can't expect to express yourself. I still remember actually being at a church service once where somebody was saying, "Well, you can't expect to enjoy your job. Why can't you expect to enjoy your job?" When you believe that, then yeah, of course you're not going to expect you're not going to enjoy your job, because you're not even going you're not going to fight to find something you enjoy doing, because you told yourself that I can't expect to enjoy it. So you won't even try to go and look for something that you enjoy, really. Okay. Or you defend the idea that you need more qualifications because before you can help anybody. Okay. Even though people are already coming to you for help, already asking you for wisdom, already asking you for your insight, but you tell yourself that you need more qualifications, you need more this, you want that before somebody can pay you to work with them. Okay. Or you defend the belief that you as a spiritual person, you're supposed to be humble, and you're supposed to speak with a nice gentle voice, and you're supposed to be small, when actually the divine is calling you to lead and to be bold and to be out there and to create stuff and put it out there boldly to be seen. But you're holding on to old beliefs and defending them as well. So ask yourself this: what belief am I defending that I no longer truly believe? And this takes a lot of honesty. And also, sometimes the truth is matter is that you can't even see that you're doing it. Again, these are times when you really do need to reach out for support. You start with the book, get the book first, and then reach out for support. Okay. What do I say in public that I secretly no longer agree with in private? These are questions to ask yourself to raise your awareness. We talked about this yesterday. First step to changing anything is be aware that you're doing it. For a lot of you, sometimes you're not even aware what you're doing that is holding your income from growth. Okay. Okay. Number 2, you collect proof that what you're believing, or that staying small, is wise. It's the wise thing to do. The divine says, do not hold on so tightly to the old. Okay. Now you feel the pull to expand, but immediately you start looking for reasons why you can't. So you look in your sacred text, whatever it is, for proof that your old ideas are valid. And even though your intuition is telling you that something is not quite right, you decided that this static text is more right than the vibrant, dynamic feeling or word you're getting from the divine right now. But you decided that the static text is more real. So again, you're looking for proof for the reason to stay stuck, but you don't realize you're doing it because you've been trained to believe that, yes, your sacred text is sacred and it should never be questioned, even though every generation looks at it and sees it somewhat differently, but it should never be questioned, right? Okay. So, okay. You look for family examples that prove that the traditional route is the only way that works, even though it might be stifling your creativity, but you look for proof that what you're saying is true. You ask the most cautious person on the planet for advice, and then you call that confirmation. Okay. You look at someone who failed at doing what they wanted to do in business or in life or whatever, and they say, well, that's why I need to be careful and stay where I am. Okay. Or you look at somebody who did make money and then lost themselves, or, so watch all those movies where the person that made lots of money always loses their family and everything. And then you tell yourself that money must be dangerous. That's why. Can't you see proof? Look at that person. He made money and then he decided to start sleeping around or something. He lost his family because the money got to his head. Does that mean anything about you? No, but you look at that as proof that you should stay small. Or you look at some spiritual teacher who was, who did something, and that happens a lot in certain religious circles where you're really looking up to somebody and then they fail in a very public way, ultimately. And so then you think, oh, I don't want to be seen like that person. Oh, I don't want to put on airs and become a leader and then I'll be seen and then I make some kind of mistake and this happens. And it's like, okay, again, they are not you. Why are you using their life as some kind of example of what's going to happen to you? Again, these are not always things that you do consciously, but you are fighting to stay small when you do that. Or you hear of people starting their businesses, or maybe they're coaches and they're charging a lot of money and then they get sued or something, and then you get really, really scared that that's going to happen to you. And so you don't want to raise your prices, even though you're feeling like you need to, but you don't want to raise your prices because you're so worried that somebody will, that, oh, do I even have enough to give this person? Look at that person that raised their prices and now they're charged. And how, if somebody did that to me and somebody wanted a refund, how could I get the money back to them? Blah, blah, blah. And so then you psych yourself out by looking at evidence that actually is not really evidence at all. It's just what somebody did. And that somebody is not you. Okay? So it's not discernment. That is you're just gathering evidence because you're afraid. You're gathering evidence for your fear. You're gathering evidence for your fear. And you can make it sound as holy and righteous as you like to, or make it sound noble, but ultimately, you are gathering evidence to be afraid. So it isn't careful, it isn't being responsible, it isn't being logical or reasonable or waiting for some more confirmation or whatever nice, holy way you try to word it. You tell yourself, well, I just don't want to rush. I have to take my time. Honey, I used to say all the time that, you know what, we're not vampires like Edward Cullen, who I absolutely adore, but we're not Edward Cullen. You don't have that much time. You cannot keep, I'm not saying rush like a crazy person, but I am saying don't look for evidence to stay small. Don't look for reasons to not do what you already feel inside of you that you need to do next. Okay? Because how can you grow? How can your income grow? How can you grow if you keep defending staying small? Okay? Because if you look, you can always find evidence of whatever. If, I mean, for goodness sake, if you're looking for spiders, you'll find spiders. I tell myself, I don't want to find a spider. Why am I looking for one? And then I find myself looking at every cobweb everywhere. And then I'm surprised when I find a spider. Not really. But if you'll always find proof for whatever you want to believe. Okay, you'll always find proof for whatever you want to believe. You'll find it in your sacred text. If you keep looking in your sacred text for proof that you should not move, you will find it. If you look for in your sacred text for proof that you should move, you will find it too. If you you can find proof that people like you can't make any money, or you can find proof that people can. You can find proof that business is too risky, or you can find proof that business actually is free. You can find proof that your workplace is the only safe option, or you can find proof that actually the workplace is not a great place to think that you can find safety. You can find proof for anything. You can find proof that family obligation must come before your purpose, or you can find proof that your purpose should come before your obligation. You can find proof that visibility or being seen in public or on social media is unsafe. You can find proof if you want to, or it's dangerous, or you can find proof that actually it's you're fine. That because you are one with the divine, you are safe. You can find proof to defend anything you want to defend. So the question is, what do you want to defend? Do you want to defend your ability to grow, or would you prefer to defend your ability to stay small? The choice is always, 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 always going to be yours. Are you searching for truth, or are you searching for proof that you don't have to change? The choice is yours. Okay? Number 3, you call stagnation patience or responsibility, or I'm just being real, man. Basically. And the divine says, do not be passive about these changes, for you long to experience so much more out of life, but it can only happen with your awakened permission. So this isn't some kind of passive thing at all. No, it's not some one day, maybe when everything calms down, then I'll give myself permission to move forward. No, wake up now and step into your next level. And if you're not, do not pretend that you're being patient or responsible or whatever, because this is you fighting to stay caged. Why would you do that? Telling yourself, I'm just being patient, I'm just waiting on the divine, I'm being realistic, I'm doing what I have to do, I'm being responsible, I don't have to like my job, I just pays the bills. So, yeah, and that's true. Some of these things are true. That's the thing. A little bit of truth mixed with a whole lot of nonsense can still sound very true, but it's keeping you stagnant. I'll start when I feel more confident. I used to say that, oh, I can't do my coaching thing now. I need to wait until I'm about 72 with more life experience. Then I'll be able to do it. Thank God for working with a coach who said, oh, come on, Rosemary, stop talking nonsense. Stop talking nonsense. Or this whole, I'll start when the children are older, or I'll start when the parents are passed on or something, when I have more time, when I have more money, when I have the. Stop looking for reasons to stay stagnant. Stop looking for reasons to stay stagnant. Your life is shrinking if you're not growing. Either you're growing or you're shrinking. So stop looking for reasons to stay stagnant. Okay? You're not being responsible. I'm not saying that you need to be reckless here. I'm not saying that you need to quit everything and jump into everything immediately. No, but I am saying stop making excuses to stay stuck. Stop making excuses to stay stuck and telling yourself that it is being responsible. It is not being responsible. It's not being responsible. Okay? So ask yourself, what am I calling patience that is actually just passivity? What am I calling responsibility when actually I'm just being afraid? What have I postponed so long that now hesitation, procrastination, postponement has become my normal? Ask yourself these questions. And what is one small, simple little action that I can take in the direction of my purpose right now? Okay. Number 4, you let unawakened people set the speed of your growth. The divine did say, be the trailblazer and don't allow those around you who do not yet want to see to hold you back from seeing what you see. Okay. Because you do see more than some of the people around you do. Okay. You see that there's more to life. You see that the physical reality is not the only reality. You see that money can be created differently from the way you've been taught and told that that's the only way. You can see that your purpose does matter. You hear these things that the divine is dropping in your spirit, in your heart, that these are this is part of your message that you're supposed to be delivering on the world. But then instead of getting on with doing what you know in your heart of hearts you must be doing, you look around at people who do not see, do not understand what you're about, and then you ask them for advice. And so you slow yourself down to make them comfortable because you don't want to be too different. You don't want to earn too much more than everybody else because that will feel disloyal. You don't want to say things that people will think that will come across to others as if you're weird or too woo woo or whatever. You don't want people to think you've changed, even though you are changing. Basically, because that is the point, right? If you want to increase your income, if you want to build that purpose-led income path, of course you're going to need to change. You can't keep doing the same things and expect some kind of different result. That's not going to work, is it? Okay, so again, you keep asking the wrong people and looking to them for some kind of guidance. Again, their life is not yours. Okay, their life is not yours. You don't post because you're worried about your church friends would do. And I say this one because I used to do it. Okay. And in fact, when I did start posting, my church friends did have a lot to say about it, which was not great, at that time. Now I realize it didn't actually ever matter. Okay. You don't talk about money because your family thinks that people who want wealth are greedy or that you're just all about the money. You don't call yourself a coach or a healer or a guide or a mentor because someone might ask you, oh, who qualified you to do that? You don't make your offer because colleagues might laugh. So you're allowing your life to be determined by what a regular person who is not on the same path as you wants. Do you really want to keep doing this? Ask yourself, who am I waiting for before I let myself grow? Whose discomfort am I treating as some kind of stop sign? For some of you, it's your partners, actually, that you're telling yourself, well, my partner is going to think I'm crazy and I better not do this, or else I'll lose my partner, blah, 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 blah. There's no hard or fast answer here. What I do know is that if you are stopping yourself for somebody else, then it's time to get support so that you can see a way around it. Okay, I've helped a lot of clients, whether it's their parents that are causing troubles or their partners causing troubles, there's always a way around if you're willing. Or do you want to keep fighting to stay small? The question is yours. Okay, number 5, you try to soothe that divine discomfort. You try to soothe it instead of realize that it's giving you a message. Okay, the divine says you feel the call to higher things. Do not pretend you do not. That inner discomfort, it's not random. That restlessness, that dissatisfaction with life the way it is, that sense that there must be more, that feeling that you're not using your gifts, that you're going to go to the grave with your music still in you, all of that, and that resentment, even when you're giving yourself and giving your over and over and over giving to other people, when you know that you're not doing what you're here to do, all of that stuff, it's not by mistake. And then you try to soothe it. You try to mindfulness it. If that's even a thing. Or you try to meditate yourself to a place of calm when actually your body's trying to tell you you're on the wrong path for you, but you're not listening. You tell yourself, oh, I don't want to be ungrateful for the life that I've created because I've created a good enough life. Maybe I should just be grateful for it. No, stop trying to soothe that divine discontent that is telling you you are meant for more. Stop trying to soothe it. Obey, surrender to what you're actually called and born to do. Surrender to it. Come on, stop tolerating a small life and telling yourself, oh, well, I'm just trying to be, I'm trying to be grateful, or whatever it is, the story you're telling yourself. Enough. Divine says it will not happen whilst you sleepily pretend to not know that you control how fast you and your life grow. You can't pretend not to know. You can't keep acting as though you are helpless and that you are not the one with all the choices when it comes to your life. That discomfort you feel, it's not a mistake. It's because you are called to something more. So the questions to keep asking yourself is, what higher things keep calling me? What am I pretending not to know? What would I do if I trusted the divine to keep me safe as I allow myself and my income to grow? Question yourself on these things. So those are 5 ways that you limit your income. You defend beliefs that you no longer fully believe. You collect proof that staying small is wise. You call stagnation and stuckness patience, or it's responsibility, or it's wisdom, or it's I'm just being real. You let unawakened people set the speed of your growth. You try to soothe that divine discomfort, that divine discontent, instead of surrendering to the fact that you are meant for more. Are you doing these things? Do you want to continue? Because the divine is saying, open your mind. There are new ideas, new ways of being, new beliefs that you need to take on that will then change your patterns of behavior, that will then change the results you're getting in the physical reality. Wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Your step 1 can be to get a copy of my book, The Money Manifestation Mastery and Strategic Divine Guidance book. Message me the word book if you are that ambitious spiritual person who knows that there's wisdom, there's a message inside of you, there's spiritual insight, there's skills that you would like to help others with. You'd like to teach, to guide, to coach, to heal other people with that stuff that is already inside of you. The book will help you. That's step 1. Get a copy of the book by messaging me the word book or see the link in my bio. Okay, let's end this by saying the love prayer together. Let's pull that up. Where are you? There you are. And then we'll bring this to a close. Okay, so hands on heart. Your love dissolves all doubt. Your love dissolves all fear. Your love keeps me focused. Your love keeps me clear. Your love dissolves all guilt. Your love dissolves all shame. Your love keeps me focused. Your love keeps me in the game. Your love dissolves regret. Your love dissolves despair. Your love restores my hope, my peace, my joy. Your love restores my youth and my years. Your love dissolves resentment and envy. Your love dissolves hate and rage. Your love dissolves any bitter root within me. Your love restores or rebuilds my self-trust and my faith. Your love flows freely through me right now, resolving, dissolving, evolving. Your love flows freely through me right now, harmonizing and adjusting. Your love flows freely through me right now, resolving, dissolving, evolving. Your love makes me magnetic to the desires of my heart. Take a moment to consider the desires of your heart. See them on the screen of your mind right now and flood love all around them. Feel yourself becoming magnetic to their physical equivalent right now. I feel your love propelling me forward into greater and greater financial prosperity right now. Money, wealth, riches are flooding into my life from everywhere and in great abundance with ease and with speed. Thank you. Until the next time, my lovelies, go forth and prosper Go forth and prosper. Bye.